Uh-huh. As always, the buttons actually work.
That's what you want.
That's what you want out of this technology.
Yeah.
Sitting here playing with lights and trying to get my shit together. That's all part of the fun. We've got Mayo in the chat already, and his pants are off. So if anyone was going to watch the first 15 seconds of this video, they'll probably tap out. But
or join in and take their pants off.
Yeah, that's right. The viewers might just spike, man. They might just spike. All right, so welcome, as they say, to what some would call the most overhyped 40 to 50 view per episode show on YouTube. Welcome to Baseline Drunks Live. My name is Hendo, and I'm joined by your friend and mine, the magnificent card collecting, Mustang driving, NOIR break dominating, baseball multi-bet aficionado, Cody Edwards. How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well.
It's quite an intro.
Yeah, I'm happy to have got through it without having some sort of, stroke or something. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a start.
That's good. Thanks for coming on, man. I very much appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. No worries.
It's good.
I was just constantly poking at it and then not actually just asking to come on, but
yeah, that's right. Well, there was always this assumption that we'll just slowly but surely just get everyone on the show. And Punter, bless his heart, he just kept up the appearances for me when I was struggling. He's done a great job. He's awesome.
The grey box appearance.
Yeah, the avatar.
Yeah.
And he's even everyone apparently has their pants off, which in the comments, that's something. That's how you start off a show with I don't know, you're either on a watch list or your viewers are going through the roof, one or the other.
Yeah. Yep. They find something appealing enough to take their pants off. So
that's one way of looking at it. I haven't seen this many comments of this kind of nature since we started the show. So maybe it's you, man. Maybe you're the guy that gets everyone's pants off.
Oh well, that we can always think that.
We can always do it. Well, we've got a pretty big show tonight. Right now, we've got to run through the all famous "We Don't Follow This" Hendo agenda sheet. Bit about the mighty Aussie Boomers who just got away with a nice first up victory against Nigeria. I want to talk about the latest Tyson Beck drop, which involves those very Boomers, which should be a bit of fun. I want to hang some shit on the Carlton Football Club for ruining my weekend. We'll talk a little bit about the NBA Finals, a bit about Formula One, give the old Hobby Hangout another plug, just because I think in the last episode someone said that was a paid comment, which it's not. I don't think the Hobby Hangout are exactly throwing, suitcases of cash around like the bloody Deal or No Deal. We've got a fun feature collector, just an account that I follow on Insta I really like that I want to give a shout out to. A bit of NBA Hoops Roulette. Try and get Chesh some more Killian Hayes cards. You never know. And a little bit about my new little soiree into baseball card collecting, which Cody, you might be able to help me comment on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the aficionado.
And golf now. And golf.
Yeah. It's all been happening. So it's been a bit of fun. I would say what's up to Mayo, Jimmy P, and Carpet Punter, who all apparently have their pants off. So that's I'm not sure whether to say that's good because I don't want it to hit the algorithm, but it sure is something. So that's a start.
Yeah, being honest at least.
Yeah, honesty is a great policy. I think if we had a credo here at Baseline Drunks, that would be part of it. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I guess first things first. Cody, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, just in terms of like what you like collecting and what you're into, and we can just go from there. Pretty chilled.
Oh, I mean, it's a bit of everything at the moment. If it's cardboard, I'll collect it, basically.
That's right. Might collect one of those Olympic beds that you're not allowed to have sex on.
I would hit up a couple athletes, ask them to pack one up and bring it home for me. Pokémon, Yu-Gi-Oh, NBA, NFL, MLB, bit of ice stick now. Everything, man.
Ice stick's a hot topic at the moment. We've been smashing it out. There's some good stuff in there, and it's affordable as.
Oh yeah, for sure. That last cheap break, man, and the cards in there were gorgeous.
The very first ice stick break, or NHL break that most people would call it. Very first one I went into, I got a what do you call it? A Letterman card. I looked it up online because I thought, holy shit, I've hit the jackpot here. But it's literally worth like $15. So I should try and chase down this guy's whole name. He had like about 8 or 9 letters in his name, and this was the N, or one of the N's out of the Letterman set. And I thought it was for the LA Kings, which I've got no affinity for at all. So it's like, you kind of like this. You're like, do I chase it down because it's awesome and it's my first good card?
Yeah.
Or do I continue to not give a flying shit about the LA Kings? I don't know. 50,
and it just happened to be the guy with the longest Letterman name to get in the NHL.
Yeah. You can't get like, I don't know, Smith or I don't know, Coxie or something
shorter. Yeah. Anything at the moment I'll jump into. But MLB major lately.
I've seen you in that a lot. You follow the game as well, though, like yourself and Jimmy.
Yeah,
P,
I have been.
Others, like,
yeah. I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, they're pretty affordable as well. Not so much as NHL, but definitely cheaper than NBA. That's for sure. And then the amount of cards is just so much greater.
There seems to be a lot, and like we were talking about it with CP a couple of weeks ago, just in terms of like, I guess like prospecting and like checking out like the early doors players, and how long have they played? Are they in their first team, second team? Is it their rookie yet? Oh no, next year's their rookie. I don't know. It kind of seems complicated, but also intriguing. But some of the designs are awesome too.
Yeah, well, I was talking to CP the other day about I've started piecing David Fletcher from the Angels, and his rookie draft year was like 2014 or 15, and his rookie cards aren't until like 19. So like 4 or 5 years after he's drafted before he got a rookie card. I was like,
that's so
ridiculous.
That's so foreign though. Like if you were to think of that in a basketball sense, like everyone would be like, what are you talking about? Like, can you imagine a LeBron, comes in 2003 and it's like, 2009 LeBron rookie card. That's awesome. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So it is that on your MLB tips as well, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if that's weird to say that drew me to watch it more, but just having that more info on it. But I don't know. I've taken a break off. I've just been watching it lately.
Yeah. I think it can
like
start you off.
4 games open at once.
I think that's cool because it's sort of like a lot of people. Like my boss, actually, funnily enough, came from South Africa where he was like fully addicted to rugby union, and he came to Australia. And one of the guys goes, one of his friends apparently said to him, you won't be able to fit in because it's all AFL in Melbourne. And he's like, whatever, I'll just watch rugby, I'll be fine. And he got here apparently and just switched it completely. And he became like, could not give a shit about rugby union. And he was like fully devoted to AFL, Richmond Tigers. Like he picked the exact right time to get into the Tigers too, because it was like 3 odd years or so later. They became competitive. But he just said it like it took over. And so he started watching it just because it was there, and slowly because he watched it more and more, he sort of got more interested in it. Yeah, but you can do that with the punting as well.
Yeah, like even the NBA Finals day, I didn't watch until the last quarter because I was too invested watching MLB games for the first 3 quarters of it, and then like people in the Discord were like commenting like hype stuff, and I was like, I better watch the last quarter, else I'm just missing out here.
Yeah.
So, just took over.
There is a bit of that too. G'day, Peter Lee. There is a bit of that too with with any Discord chat or WhatsApp group or anything. It's like you try and just do what makes you happy, and then the whole group is like, we're all doing this. It's like, all right, I'll come and check it out.
It was like that Cam Johnson dunk on PJ, and I was like, I've missed something here, and then I clicked right back into the replay, and then that's when I started watching it. But the whole game before it didn't even. It's just watching MLB.
Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, I like with I've figured out now with KO where you can just rock like screen in screen. And so one night I think I was watching the footy, I think it was, and I had like the golf down in the bottom corner. And it's like with golf, it's easy. You don't really need the commentary. You just sort of got to see the result. And but it was cool though. But I've seen others where they have like the 1, 2, 3, 4 screens up, and they've got like, I don't know, 2 NBA games, 2 baseball games. I'm like, I don't know how to keep track.
Yeah, you always have the others just on mute, and then your main one unmuted, and just pay a little bit of attention to the others. But
Peter Lee's gassing me with a Boomer Hendo comment. We were just talking actually before we came on that I was just saying I find it quite funny now to support the Aussie Boomers and be like yelling out like, yeah, go Boomers. And someone's probably looking at me going, okay, Boomer, go Boomers. Like it's like half an insult and half like a badge of honor, but barracking for our basketball team.
Yeah, they're like if whatever age people hit as what they call boomers, and they were playing for the team, would you be yelling at them as an insult or supporting the team?
It's all right. It's rough. It's rough. So Card Punter's here. That's Chesh. That's Chesh's new venture. Card Punter with his he's teamed up with Carper Punter, hence the name, and he's giving out the cheat sheet info, for want of a better term, in terms of checklists and breaks and all that sort of stuff. So get around Card Punter.
A video the other day killed it as well. 500 views in 5 days.
Yeah, it smashed it.
Clearly checklist.
Yeah, clearly checklist. That was good. Enjoyable, short and sharp. Unlike what we normally put together here, where we're just banging on for hours, but that's all right. But he said he's editing. Yeah, editing another video. So that's pretty cool. That'll be why he's logged in. I get it. I get it. See,
what are we going for this time, Chesh?
Yeah, let us know, Chesh. I want to know. I want a sneak peek. I want an exclusive here on Baseline Drones Live as to what you're going to go with on your video. Everyone,
he's going select.
35 to 40 minutes. I respect it.
Panini put up the previews today, and there's a lot of colours in it now.
Right. So like Rainbow Chase is all 50, 60 cards or something.
Yeah, it looked like it. And then they've got the was it the elephant print as well as like the zebra and the tiger and all that as well now?
Oh God.
The whole jungle.
We need the elephant print thanks to like the Air Jordan 3. You got to have elephant print.
Yeah.
That should have been the first one they did.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? All right. Jimmy P says, easiest way to explain MLB cards is Luca, first pro card, 2015, but first rookie is 2018 with the Mavs. See, I didn't even know this stuff either. This is news to me, but cool. I dig it. Thanks, Jimmy P. Yeah, interesting. There'd be so many, just different nuances to this whole collecting game. I'm constantly learning new little things, which is fun. I mean, that's what you want. You want so many different people with different, I guess, focuses. Because if I didn't speak to people in the Discord and that type of thing, like I wouldn't have the faintest idea about half this shit, like at all.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many people that have sort of been around the block plenty more times than me, so it's good.
Yeah. The moment you think you start to have a grasp on the prospect of a sport and the cards around it, and then someone just blows it up on you, and you're like, oh well, there goes all that. Yeah. Got to learn more about it now. Yeah,
that's right. The good thing is though, is most people will then they'll tell you that it's actually not the case, and then they'll go, however, this is how it is. Like they'll actually have some information behind them rather than just shitting on you.
Yeah. Maggie's found his way into the chat.
Where am I? What have we got here? A lot of comments. I'm trying to keep up. Jonathan Magdalenos, hi Hendo. I've got to show that one. Just it's Maggie and his shit kangers beat the shit out of my Carlton Blues this weekend. So, which it ticks off one of the first agenda items for the night. Really, is just that I've got no idea what the Carlton Football Club is even doing. This is really just a statement, by the way, just to get it out of my system. Just get it out there. But no idea at all what they're doing. No idea at the selection table. No idea in terms of game plan. Pretty much the entire game was just me staring at the TV wondering what the hell was going on. So we're going to get this out of the way really early, but this one is dedicated to Maggie. He asked me to post this. So there you go, Maggie. You've got 3 or 4 more seconds to drink it in, and then I'm never showing this again on this show. But
the worst part is it wasn't close.
Well, it was close for a little while, and that little while was a very little while, and then we just got absolutely smashed. So,
yeah.
Jack says, hello, stinkers. Well, that's nice. Yeah, g'day, Jack. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for calling us stinkers. It's always good. We've started off with a bunch of people declaring their lack of pants, and we've just moved into Stinkville, basically. And Mayo, no, I'm not showing the ladder because I'm just not showing the ladder. It's not that kind of show.
It's all right,
show the ladder.
We're still on top. Bulldogs on top. That's all that matters.
Should I just show the top? Just show the top of the ladder, and that's it. And there's the myriad of Carlton shit the bed messages come through, and that's fair. It's fair. It's if there was something worse than shitting the bed, that's basically what Carlton did. So, but yeah, I suppose the big news that sort of come out of this evening, and hence why we sort of kicked off a little bit late, was the Boomers' first game up against Nigeria, which I watched most of the game. I was sort of bucking around a little bit during the third quarter, getting some stuff prepared. But yeah, it looked like a pretty turnover-heavy game. Maybe a few nerves. I don't know. There's a few seasoned veterans in our team, so I'm not sure nerves would really be it. But what do you think? Like, there were some pretty good signs there, even though it was pretty scrappy.
Yeah, that I could think that it was just scrappy. The first 3 quarters, and then the last one we kind of went out there and just destroyed them. But
sort of got on
I mean,
with it.
they had a few NBA players on their team, so
yeah, they had more than I actually realised. So I was going to just
it was a 3 or 4.
Yeah, so if we go Nigeria first, like you got Precious,
Okogie,
NOIR, Okafor, maybe not at the moment, but recently has been NBA. Apala, Udo used to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm not 100% on Me Too. I've got a feeling, but I'm not 100% on that. So maybe someone in the comments can comment on that. But yeah, look, the boys, ultimately, they did the job. One of the things you would have called before the game started probably would have been like, oh, Paddy will be the top scorer. Baines will do a bit of everything. I would have thought, Ingles went all right. I feel like he had way more than 3 turnovers. So I don't know if FIBA managed the turnover stats as well as maybe, I don't know, they could. But yeah, Exum, again, bit of everything as well. I thought it was a pretty good game from Exum. He seemed pretty active, which was great.
I was surprised by Daly as well. A little bit more than I thought he'd do, but
yeah, Daly's a hard one because I guess he's been out of the NBA for a little while as well. So, sort of back a little bit, but not back properly and all that type of thing. So, yeah, I guess it was hard to know exactly what would happen. But yeah, I think the things that we sort of predicted, I think they kind of came out. They revealed themselves, and we won by enough to consider it a success, I would say. I don't know. What do you reckon?
I'd say that's pretty successful, considering they were, tied at the first or at the half?
Yeah, it was tied at quarter time, only up by 3 at the half. Still only up by 6 at 3/4 time, so it was still a little bit hairy.
Yeah, and then NOIR just came out and dominated.
Yeah, who
back.
ended up doing their sort of damage? They were fairly well split up, weren't they? Cody, NOIR, and Magano, and Precious.
A lot of fouls.
Yeah, well, it was interesting to see that unsportsmanlike foul too in the game, because that's like 100% in FIBA. It kind of shits me in a way, but I kind of get why it is. But 100% in FIBA, that's an unsportsmanlike foul, like every day of the week. So they went to look at it, They came back and they go, "Yep, it's an unsportsmanlike or a flagrant foul, or whatever you want to call it." But 100%. But it's an interesting debate though, because I think a couple of people were talking about it in the Discord as to like, is that a good thing? Would that be a good thing to bring to the NBA, or would it be shit? And I swear it's pretty torn from the people I've spoken to anyway.
Oh yeah, the Disco was clearly torn on it. They had no real comments to make for or against, but
yeah, it's like I get the respect side. It's like I'm going to grab you just to say, hey, like I'm fouling strategically, as opposed to, I don't know, having to actually whack you and potentially there's an injury, blah, blah, blah. But the flip side is sort of like, well, play defense, mate. Don't just grab me. If you try and get in front and actually play defense, then you should be doing that. But yeah, I see it both ways. Like, it's like when people score at the end of the game and people crack the shits in the NBA. It's like, I get it. Part of me is like, yeah, you shouldn't score because the defense isn't trying. And then the other part is like, I think Bauer said it in the chat the other day. He goes, if I've got the ball, you better try and guard me because I'm going to take it to the hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
What sport doesn't require you to play right till the end? I mean, like absolute blowouts, you can see why they just have no interest in trying. But
I agree. I think I've just grown up on it. It's sort of like it's like when you're in a series in the NBA and it's like game 3 or game 2 or something, and no one shakes hands. They just sort of walk off to the side. It's only when the series is over do they shake hands. Now I've grown up with that. It's like, yeah, that's kind of normal to me. Whereas other people look at it and they go, oh, it's inside the white lines. You should shake hands after the game. And it's like, well, you're in the middle of a series. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So the people are different. Jimmy P said, me too, was on the Spurs, and then he's in Sacramento now. So, okay, that's cool. Thank you. I knew I knew I'd seen his name somewhere. And he also says, fever officiating is hectic. I found it interesting when some of the guys were trying to have conversations with the refs. Like I'm sure they do in the NBA, where they're politicking the whole game, champagning and campaigning, trying to get a call later on in the game or whatever. But I'm used to it in old man domestic basketball, where as soon as you turn to a ref and you go, hey, man, like, I mean, I know, like, but he was grabbing my arm. Like, the ref just gets his whistle like this and goes, like, do you want it? And they just look at you like you're fucking 5 years old. And it's like, well, I just want to have a conversation, mate. A couple of those refs look like they're doing that tonight, where they're like, Delhi's having a chat, and the guy's just like stone faced, just looking at him like about to tech him up.
Yeah, that's a lot of the NBA games, because like I only really started watching this season. I was like surprised at how much abuse they throw at the umpires when they call a decision. I'm like, what do you expect to happen after you've fouled? And then you're just going to howl abuse at him. Like, there's no positive outcome for you in it at all.
It's a great way of looking at it. It's so true. It's so true. There's a lot of players, like, they've done it over the years where they do like memes and take photos and stuff. And Tim Duncan was always a great one of just the whole I didn't foul face. It's just like, the eyes are popping out of the head, the hands are in the air. It's like you literally just reached in. The ref made probably the easiest call they've made all night, but you still made the same face, which is hilarious. You couldn't do that at work. Like if you like, I'm in sales, and so like if the month comes and goes and you didn't close a deal, and they go, oh, Hendo, what's going on? You didn't close the deal. And then I just like put my hands up and just make a shocked face. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They'll just bring out the numbers and go, mate, it's right here.
Yeah, I know. Just all in blind sight, and they just hurl abuse back.
Yeah.
Turn it over.
Bron does it a bit. I think you can hear it a bit better too in the on these FIBA games, because there's no crowd. And so the whistle goes, and it's just like 8 people going, oh, what? What are you talking about? They're just like,
the sideline going off as well.
Yeah, everyone was. Yeah, and then you hear Gorgian's out there just going, no foul, get a stop.
Yeah,
just run straight down and score. You don't hear what he says after that though, which is probably nothing.
You'd almost think they have like a couple mic'd up players out there. That's how easy you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah, it feels like it when we're watching it. All right, so I wanted to show as well something else here, just in relation to, it's very topical today. I know a lot of people were up and about. The screen glare off my face. Everyone just deal with that. I don't know how to fix it at this point, so just deal with it. But yeah, Tyson Beck's latest drop. Bit of a boomer special. We're on the subject of boomers. Yeah, like how good do these look? Patty Mills, 3 different variations. I converted it over to Australian dollars. So for any of you out there that are keen on, that haven't already, that are keen on getting your hands on some of these, it's just shop.tysonbeck.com. And yeah, it's obviously there's a few of these situations now that are sold out in terms of the autographs, but yeah, some really cool cards. They've got Josh Green in here as well. Yeah, I certainly found myself buying one today just because the Patty Mills flag card for me was like, as soon as that picture released, I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, I didn't pay as much attention. Like I could see the flags and the artwork, and then when Bao like explained it, I was like, yeah, that is pretty special actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like I would have got it anyway, but
the more you look at it,
crazy.
the more I just reckon the cooler it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I dig it. I like the way he's sort of done a bit of, like, it's not just the boomers either. Like he's managed to sort of keep a little bit of San Antonio flavor as well. Because there'll be plenty of people, plenty of Spurs fans out there that would be interested, whether they're from the Australian market or the US market. So that's pretty smart, I reckon, to capitalise.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like his split between Australian sales and his overseas. Like obviously being from here, how many more people support him, or whether the bigger NBA market in the US follows it a lot more. But it makes sense to have both for sure.
Yeah, he's got a pretty diverse sort of offering these days too. When you consider the Project 70 stuff with Tops, he's got like his own stuff that he's doing, and sort of player exclusives with, you know, like Obi Toppin and CJ McCollum and even others before that. It's sort of like, it's quite American centric, but I think the more Aussies find out that he's doing what he's doing, yeah, the more that people are sort of keen to follow him over here as well. I would suggest his biggest market would still be America. That's just my estimate. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. I always like seeing people, you know, when they pipe up saying that they've supported him. But
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he sent a little shout out on Twitter earlier tonight. Ignore all the other news shit. We've had enough of that. But yeah, obviously he's really appreciative of the people that have supported it. So based on that and the you know, the amount of sold out signs on some of the items, it's obviously been a pretty successful drop for him, which is super cool. But yeah, get on over to shop.tysonbeck.com. Not a paid advertisement.
They're pretty low print run as well. I was surprised to see to 200 even on the base one.
Yeah,
for the flag bearer.
For the flag bearer, yeah. So I've chased down some of his drops before, and because it's always sort of changing. I remember there was sometimes where you would go and you would jump on, and I think it was back when they started with the Tatum and the Kyle Kuzma, Donovan Mitchell, that sort of thing. Like, and it was like at one stage it was like 500 per, and I was like, oh, okay, like I got what I wanted, but then it was literally like 6 or 7 minutes after that. Dude, it's cracked me up. 6 or 7 minutes after that, and it was like all sold out. So it was crazy. It was like, you know, some more than others, though, admittedly. Like, you can still go on the site now if you're a Portland fan and get the majority, I guess, of the CJ McCollum cards. But yeah, look, some hit bigger than others, I suppose, and it depends what, you know, players that people like.
Yeah. Did his Devonta one end up selling out?
Not
that was pretty cool.
The green one, like the Philadelphia Eagles colored one, that one definitely did. I think the one in the college uniform didn't, but there was quite a few variants on that. So
yeah.
But I guess he's probably learning from it every time as well. Like I would be. I'd be trying to, like, you'd want to evolve it, but then if you've spread your wings too far, you just bring it back in again and keep it exclusive. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig it. What else do we have? Do we want to have a yarn about? The basketball was good. and it's good to get a win off the bat, because there's nothing worse than coming in. I mean, the number one rank or whatever it was, and then it's like, oh, they're up and about, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, the medal, they're going for gold. It's like, if you do all that and then straight off the bat it's like, oh, we're 0-1, like, you'd be pretty devastated.
Ooh, Nigeria beat the US in the practice ones as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
so they would have been the two teams to face off straight up to see where everyone's at.
Yeah, they're definitely capable. I look at how many turnovers. We played pretty sloppy. If we played at our best and they played that bad, then I think it could have been an absolute massacre. So anyway, only way is up, I suppose, in terms of turnovers anyway. That's for sure. Less is more.
Yeah,
less is definitely more.
This chat's just got me cracking up.
I know. I'm like half focused on it, but half like trying not to as well. There's more fin off in here than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, Maggie's just really taking it over.
Yeah, go Roos. I still haven't used the timeout button. I don't even know how long it times people out for. So I don't know. It could get a run tonight. I'm not sure. There's definitely one main candidate. Definitely one main candidate.
He's taking your screenshot and he's just ran with it now.
He's a mission, that boy. Anyway, his Kangaroos did win, so who am I to hold him back? So yeah, I suppose another thing that we could talk about is the NBA Finals. You mentioned that before, like having watched some of it, having watched some of the baseball and that type of thing. Giannis, what a weapon! That's the most dominant performance I reckon I've seen since Shaq was in the finals. He was incredible, and on one leg,
huge. Yeah. A 3-day break on a hyperextended knee that bent backwards.
The amount of I remember being in the Discord chat when that happened, and just the amount of people that just went ballistic about it. I was the same. I was like, oh my god, like gone. Like, I thought he was gone. Like, as in, I don't know, 6 months gone, not 6 minutes. It was crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, well, that's it. Suns have got it. There's no Giannis.
Yeah. I definitely did, for sure.
There's one screenshot of it that I've sent around to a few people, and it's just, you look at it, and it's just so bad to think that he only missed one game and came back and just dominated the last 3 games?
Yeah,
or 2 games.
Like, you just look at the shape that his leg goes, and it's like, what's going on inside there if that's happening? It's so bad, and yet I don't know. He just. No, can't say he shook it off. He must have been doing a shitload of treatment, but he certainly came back with a bang.
Yeah, what did he end up with? 50 points and 12 rebounds or something in the finals.
Who does that? Not many.
Insane. He's everywhere at the moment. Like, news articles, sports pages, just everything's Giannis right now. Yeah.
I saw some of the footage of him throwing a basketball into the crowd. Off the top of the bus, they were doing like the what do you call it, the parade, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, yep.
And it was it's always cool to see the parade, because it's like you see the players where they've sort of switched off a bit, and they've probably got about 3 bottles of champagne in them, and they're just having fun. But yeah, he's just. I was hoping that the Milwaukee crowd would actually be counting down to 10, so that then he could shoot it into the crowd. I thought that would have been pretty good. They were just chanting MVP though, which is fair.
I mean, that was obvious, but
he did all right. I reckon Middleton was making a run at one point.
Oh yeah, especially the game where Giannis didn't play, him and Lopez just carried for a little bit there.
Yeah, no, it was good. It's definitely good. All right, I can't believe the amount of just general violence that's in the chat at the moment.
Chesh would just do anything to time out Maggie right now.
Yeah, he's pretty keen on it. Talk about multitasking. Like, you're editing a new video, you're getting all the socials prepared. You want to jump on, be mod, slap Maggie down, comment. It's a man of many talents.
Yeah.
TDC's asking Maggie how Turkey is doing in the Olympics, which is obviously a slur of some description.
There was a few countries of origin for Maggie the other night during the opening ceremony. Couple of Virgin Islands, couple from the Greek, and Turkey just comes from everywhere.
Turkey got a run. TDC didn't let him in on Italy. Told him to fin off. It's see you later sort of stuff. But yeah, it's good value.
You stayed up and watched the ceremony, didn't you?
Yeah, I tuned out for a little part of it, and then I came back to it when they were doing when they had the 3 people, and they were doing like the different sports. They went up to like 50.
Oh yeah.
And like that music was just like zoned, like it was just melted into my head. But I thought that was so impressive. It was super cool.
Oh yeah. The music the whole night was just like either really weird or like super sad, or like it did not make any sense. But
I've heard a few people sort of saying like they didn't like it, like they thought it was pretty bad, like overall.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's the Olympic opening ceremony. They're under COVID restrictions. It's like when people were sort of a little bit underwhelmed by the weekend doing the Super Bowl show. It's like the dude poured a whole heap of his own money into it, and there's no crowd, and they've all got to try and stay apart. It's like, what do you want?
Yeah, well, they were talking shit about all the athletes walking in and waving to no one, and them. What do you want them to do? They can't just walk in and not wave to anyone and just act sad walking in.
Yeah, if they walk in miserable, they're going to be like, oh, look at these pretentious bastards. Like, how lucky they are. They're so self-absorbed.
Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's the other.
Yeah, you can't win.
The boys were off of it, though. The old cauldron lighting bet that everyone managed to get onto. Yeah,
you were behind this one, weren't you?
I just randomly guessed it, and then all of a sudden
everyone got on board.
Yeah, apparently
That's
someone leaked it or something and popped out at like $7.
Yeah, right. Bloody hell! I wish I'd seen it.
We'll take it. They were on top of it so quick.
Oh, as in they reduced the odds or whatever.
They suspended it, and then Bauer found someone still had it on there for like $6.50, and then it just dropped to like $1.30, and everyone was like, "Oh well, guess that's pretty set in stone then."
Yeah, right. Because you're saying that the Osaka's game was like not postponed, but like scheduled further back or something. Someone was saying.
Yeah.
It was starting the dots were starting to be joined together.
Yeah, I think someone got injured as well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. So someone else who was potentially a candidate was injured.
Was injured, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. My buddy Twiggers has just asked this question of where did I get the Kobe figurine that you see in the background? It's a very strategically placed question because he got it for me for my birthday many years ago. So thanks, Twigs. Is this the Red Beard episode? Yeah, I think it is.
Say so.
I think it is. It's a good time. It's a good time to have a red beard, unless you're a Carlton supporter, and then it's a bad time for everything. So I'm probably just going to lean into that all multiple occasions tonight, just because I'm still cut up about it. But what do you do?
Make jokes of it to try and ease the pain.
Yeah, I know. It's just you laugh on stream, you cry when you're off live. That's what happens.
So Maggie's just quoted you now as well.
Yeah, he's quoted something that I put in a Discord earlier, right? And I actually said this earlier, and it is true. Someone once, I think it was Zach Harper on Twitter, once said that Delhi's jump shot looked like he was jumping out of a cake. And I want Delhi to hit all the shots, but I'm telling you now, I can't unsee it. Every time I see him shoot now, he's even refined it a little bit, and it still looks like it to me. So
yeah.
Good time, by the way.
Stop! Fuck off. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I love it. It's all part of the live show. So, is the camera just going to go off and someone's just going to get beaten down at some point?
Nah.
No,
I won't do that.
Leave the camera on. Might be a bloody full punch on.
Nah.
I'm going to share this another time, even though I think it was Jimmy P last week, or it might have been Mayo, said it was like a paid advertisement. It's not. But yeah, the Hobby Hangout. Who knows like what the fuck's happening with Melbourne and lockdowns and all that sort of shit. But yeah, it's 12th of September out in my hood. It's out near my joint. So yeah, just FYI for people. I'll probably chuck the link in the description anyway, just if people want to go and yeah, go and check it out. I'll be there. Definitely be trying to find somewhere for us to have a beer afterwards. So whoever's going to come and check it out.
Yeah, my hotel and ticket are booked, so I'll be there.
Yeah, sir. There you go. See, twice the reason for people to come and check it out. Chesh has said he's going to have a table. Bloody Chesh doing the one-up. That's not
Claim
bad.
on the table, Chesh.
Oh, cop that. You just lost your table, Chesh. It happened so quickly, mate. It happened so quickly.
The claims just come out all the time.
Yeah, like 1 minute, Chesh is like, excited about presenting and then just showing his wares, maybe making a few sales, and then next thing you know, claimed.
It's gone.
Lost your table, mate.
Yep. That's what happens. Plenty of people losing their cards in the Discord these days. So what's a table?
Yeah, that's right. For those who haven't seen it and that aren't part of the Cherry Discord, it's basically anytime anyone posts anything half decent, anytime you post a picture like, oh shit, look what I just got delivered, or holy shit, look what I got in a break, or wow, I really love this card. It's got all this sentimental value, and someone underneath it will just write claimed, and then hypothetically you just need to put that shit in an envelope and send it to someone else.
Yeah.
It's a cold world. Cold world. Things getting claimed. Now, Chesh is asking, I need a better picture of it, Chesh. He wants me to show the jersey that he's got organised. Now, this could be a bit of an exclusive as well. Depends how many of the wide world have seen this jersey. But if you send it to me in the Discord, send me a PM, Chesh, and I'll bring it up. But he's got a custom designed jersey he's going to be wearing to the Hobby Hangout. So while Cody
I
steals
like
his
that
table,
jersey.
yeah,
That jersey was really cool.
It's claimed the table. And it's long gone.
He can still have his jersey. I won't take that from him.
That's really nice. That's really good. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it. Just it would be good if Chesh can resend it. It's just if I had to ask, the chat to just talk amongst themselves, I don't think that would be too much of an issue. There we go. I've actually found it. So here we go. Exclusive. Chesh breaks. He's going to be getting around in that and a pair of Shaq-nosis old school retro Reeboks.
Yep.
I saw those.
I remember him sending that in. Yeah.
He's going to have a look
Your
going
colour
on.
matched up.
I think the most important thing for Chesh not to reveal is what colour his hair is going to be. I reckon that could be just left to being a surprise. My guess, if we're going to put a market out there, my guess is going to be purple, but we will see. So there you go. Good stuff, Chesh. You will be noticeable. You will definitely be noticeable at the Hobby Hangout. Now, Maggie is asking if I'm going to show any more pictures of his cards, and I'm not, because North Melbourne beat Carlton this weekend. So, no, I showed the scoreboard. That's probably as much as I'm going to show.
Yeah, no, you don't get any more attention, Maggie. Sorry.
That's right. So what's some of the like you hit recently like a Dwayne Wade card in NOIR, yeah, that was pretty sensational.
Oh yeah, looks amazing.
How'd you go about getting that? Because that was just like a standard, like you would have bought you would have bought the like the spot in the break like ages ago, yeah, and then as we do, you got to wait for release day and all that sort of thing. But like, how much was the break spot? And
well, this one actually wasn't. It was was it Blake was breaking late one night, and it was the he had a box of last year's NOIR.
Right.
And there was one team left in it, and me and the other Blake, the not Cherry Blake, he likes to call himself. We're talking about buying the Wizards because it was the last team, and I got that, and then the last card to come out of the box was the Rui rookie auto, and then I was like, that was the week before this year's NOIR released, and then I was like, oh, I've got a NOIR card, they're so nice, and then it was like any NOIR break that was posted new after that, I was like, yep, I'll jump in that one.
Yeah,
jump in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Rui. Like, that's a sick card.
Yeah, except for the edge. Shame for the edges though, but
yeah, you can't sort of help but sort of I'm the same. I'm like, what a dope card, but then you're like, shame for the edges. But I don't know. I mean, it's still a cool card.
Yeah. That's it. It'll probably end up still going to grading. Hopefully they have a little bit of leeway on NOIR because they know it's pretty notorious, but
it's a bit and then, for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then I see that's a
cool.
lot. That's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, well, if you consider grading, which I mean, I'm still new to it. I'll watch grading chat from a distance, having never graded anything myself. But just when you talk through it, and you sort of see like that one you were talking about, like the Rui card, and you're like, okay, I might lose a couple of points there because of the edges. Yep, okay, hand up, we all get it. But then you think to yourself, shit, what if that came back for whatever reason? They're really cool with NOIR, and they go, it's like an 8.5. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck would this come back as then? Like, to me, this would be a 10 compared to the Rui, and they're both beautiful cards.
Yeah, well, I have it up for sale, but it's like pretty ridiculously high, and I have like, if it doesn't get that offer, I won't sell it at all, and then just wait till grading comes back open, and I'll rip it off eBay. But like seeing the condition of that one compared to the Rui, and then even if you go to the Hero next, like that weight is so much cleaner. Like the top edge on that is pretty rough.
Yeah. See, I don't even know how it happens. Is it just because I mean I've seen other black edged cards that don't necessarily look. I mean, even then, I don't think this one's. No, it's all right. The more I look at it, the more I can see, I suppose. But
yeah.
Is it just purely the black edges that sort of do they get knocked around a bit, or is it just I don't know?
I think it's either that or the white is just as bad, but you can't see it. Like they could potentially be just as bad, but yeah. And then I have 2 more NOIR redemptions for our Cheshire's boy Killian. Did he keep putting in his face? But we'll see if I don't know how much better they'll come back as a redemption, like quality wise, compared to pack pools. It'll be interesting to see.
It makes you wonder, I suppose, because just the real life element of it, in the sense that, okay, do they get the cards? Do they literally just, I don't know, they hold them in gloves, they get the person to sign it, they hold it in gloves, take it away? Like, is it really, really well looked after, beforehand? Or is it just they're kicked around more so because they're out of the production line? I don't know. Yeah,
in transport on ships and planes going across oceans. Like, I've seen some of the when Blake opens the boxes and like the little holes where the packets sit is just nothing, and they're just flopping around everywhere in there. And as soon as you see it, like, how are these cards going to come out? Yeah. Or like the pack's like fully stuck in, like jammed in the corner of the box, and you're like, oh,
yeah, it's like what has happened.
yeah, especially on like the high end stuff. But yes, that's
okay.
That NOIR, the first Rui, I was like, I think I've jumped in like nearly every PYT NOIR break after it. So but that's the only NBA stuff. The recently until Clearly, but that was ordered months ago.
Yeah, I see. I never keep up with like when things are coming out, and so once the hype comes up around it, it's like, oh, clearly Domino's is coming up. I sit there and I go, yeah, I don't mind that. I might see if I can. No, there's no spots. Everything's sold out. It's like, you dickhead. It was months ago.
Yeah, all the PYT teams left. They're like, oh, I don't know how they're going to be in a break like this.
Yeah, we're getting to understand like what the likelihood of a card is.
That's,
that's certainly worth thinking about.
Yeah, that's what happened with Select. I didn't get in any of those pre-order ones, and now I like went back and seen what's left in the PYTs. It's all like either teams that are like $200 or they're like $20 and they have no cards, and I'm like, oh well, looks like I'm just going to miss out on Select then.
Yeah. I haven't grown a real super affinity to any particular cards yet, really. Like, there's no boxes that come out where I just go, I drop everything, I have to have it.
Yeah.
But I do like how much like diversity there is. There's all sorts of different products all the time. Like, I'm actually surprised at how many there is. But I suppose if Panini's got the cash cow going, just keep producing it, I guess.
Yeah. That's I did the same, but the that MLB, that Diamond Icons, that was like all in on that stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, usually I'm not rushing into breaks, but that was pretty special.
Saw it, hit it, done.
Yeah. Even
cool.
though that was the only break that we've managed to hit the Angels in and not pull any cards from, so considering we can't buy them.
I remember doing like really early doors. I did a break with Box Break, and I went on there and I was like, they had a little bit of a different setup where at Cherry you've obviously got the order of which you purchased. They randomized that and then you're done. Whereas at Box Break they randomized the names and then they randomized the teams. So it's just different. I don't think either of them are better or worse than the other. But I was sitting there watching it and they randomized it and I saw my name and it was like, I don't know, number 14 or something. And then they randomized it and it was like, bang. And I had Memphis. And I was like, oh my God, I got Memphis. And I was sitting there like hyperventilating, just hoping for like a Ja Morant card. And they opened like 4 boxes of cards, I think it was, or 3 boxes of cards. They all had varying amounts of packs in them. And I got to the end and all I got was I think it was Revolution, and it was a Valanciunas, like not a base card, but it was like a just up from a base card. It was an absolute shitter. And here I was like, I'd already gone down the path mentally of like rookie patch auto, something to 10. And I got absolutely shat on. So I was like, whatever, Memphis. I don't care.
You can imagine like the people from Clearly on Friday when they're like winning Hornets, and then that one box that had the 1 of 1, and they were like, all the people that would have had Hornets before it would have been like, that could have been my box. That could have been my box.
Yeah.
And like, it's terrible for them. But
I find it funny when you talk to different people just about the breaks themselves, and you find like a lot of the little nuances that people have, like even if they're not in the break, like the way they watch and the way they kind of interact with the draw, even if they're not in it. It's like, I was gonna buy in, and when I looked, it was up to like number 26. So, man, I would have had the Lakers, and then all of a sudden this Lakers card comes out. Oh my God, this would have been my card.
Yeah. Like, I would have been that spot. I would have had that team. It's like, well, you didn't, so.
It's like, that's the easiest way to kill your own story.
Yeah.
It's just,
But yeah, Bow's got the exact same thing. It's like, I could have had that spot, and then it's like, I hit that team and still got nothing. So how do you win?
Yeah. It's just the punishment. I see some people talking about it sometimes where they're actually having it out. It's one thing to think it. It's another thing to start typing it out where you're just like, I tried to buy it and I wasn't in time, and they got slot 30 and they won the Hornets and they got the LaMelo card. It's like, all of that stuff did happen, and that's how it happened. It's,
and then it could have been you could have got that spot, and you could have got the Hornets, and you could have got nothing.
That's how it happens. Yeah,
just grab that one box out of the sitting next to the other box that actually had it.
Yeah. I remember when a couple of weeks ago, I'm still waiting for it to arrive. I think maybe it's going to be early this week. But that Philadelphia Phillies 1 of 1 that I got.
Yeah, huge.
That was a whole bunch of different. I think there were 2 or 3 box, and so I think there's like 12 boxes in a case or something. So,
yep.
I mean, I'm guessing, but I mean, there would have been all these different little slots of. There could have been any 3 boxes. So to actually draw a particular team, and then to actually that team is in the box, and then for that to be a good card, and you got to be really lucky. But that's the gamble.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you look at it. If you look at it as a 1 of 30 chance that you're going to hit that team, like that's the least of your worries, because then you got a 1 of how many boxes in a case, and then 1 of how many boxes on a pallet. Like the odds just did not stop.
I think that's the main reason. You can't be upset. You can't. The highs can't be too high, and the lows can't be too low.
Yeah. That turns into like a 1 in 2,000 chance of hitting the team in that spot, and then hitting the box that has that card, and then hitting a box that has that good card of that person.
My mate Mick thinks I'm in a brothel, so that's an interesting comment. No, I don't have a brothel in my house, Mick. So thanks for asking, and thanks again for getting me the Kobe figurine while we're still talking.
A card brothel.
Card brothel. I know.
They just keep reproducing in there.
Well, that's a good segue. So I reckon while we talk about producing cars, we've got the old NBA Hoops Roulette that we can get into. I was figuring it might be interesting to run some sort of competition, but I don't actually know what the prize would be. So if we can think on our feet here to come up with a prize, I was thinking if anyone can actually guess who those shitty green cards are in the NBA Hoops, then I can present some sort of a prize, but I don't know what to give away.
It's a mystery surprise.
Yeah, maybe I can just come up with the prize later, but for now, you could just have like the pride of actually winning.
Knowing you're going to get something at least.
Yeah, I mean, I might send you a paper bag full of dog shit, but you can say you got that from the show, which is, not everyone will be able to say it, so that's good. But yeah, we'll do a bit of NBA Hoops Roulette. Open 2 packs from Coles. The idea of it being NBA Hoops Roulette is that there's probably 30 packs or something sitting there on the hook. The idea is not to go and buy the whole 30 packs. Like these are $3 packets. They're meant to be for kids. They're meant to be for kids to get into NBA basketball cards and start enjoying the DGen life, much like we do now as adults. So the roulette idea really is just two bullets in the chamber. We'll open up and we'll see what we can find. I can't keep them on the camera like Blake does. We'll give it a go. What we'll do, we'll take a little book. If anyone wants to chuck it in the comments, we'll give you a couple of minutes to figure out who do we think the green cards are going to be. Generally, you get 1 green card in a pack of hoops that looks something like that guy, old mate Maladon. Hopefully we don't get another one of him. Those stocks would improve by about 50 cents if we did. So if you want to chuck the names in the comments, or if you take too long, I'll just open the fucking things anyway. and no one wins the bag of dog shit. So it's on you. So Carpet Punters asked me how Alacy is going. Well, Alacy in terms of collecting is going quite nicely. But him in terms of his old mate, little gold. I don't know where I'm moving this thing.
What's that 3 out of 50 you have now?
Yeah, I think so. This one's number 19. But yeah, I think I've got 3 of them now. So maybe I'll go for the whole 50.
Yeah, may as well.
Be a terrible financial decision that I may not recover from. But no,
until
I think
he hits F1.
Yeah, if he hits F1, then it's like, sell. We might go all right. But yeah, we never know. It could be the biggest cash cow in hobby history, other than $800,000 Michael Jordan cards, or it could just be a waste of a few $100s that I end up setting, fire to in the backyard. It's very upset. So Bauer's going to go with staying with the red beard theme. I dig it. He's staying with that. As I scroll up to the brothel comment, it's just throwing me off. So yeah, Bauer's going with Baines. Griffin, is that Griffin as a second guess? I think. I'm not aware of Griffin the second. I don't know if that's some sort of mythical beast.
Yeah, I'm assuming you mean it's Baines first pack, Griffin second pack.
Good call. Yeah, that's why you're the professional in this outfit, Cody.
Hardly.
You got the lighting. You got the nice lighting. You get to be in charge. So who we got? Giuliano Lacey neon green coming up. That'd be something. That would probably be a one of one.
Topps Panini collab.
That's right. Edwards, Kevin Love, Jaron Jackson, Harden and Lonzo. Hi girls. Thanks, Maggie. Yeah, Twiggers, Michael Brocher, nicknamed Twiggers. He's the only one that thinks I'm going to hit something good. That makes up for the earlier comments.
Jeez, Chesh has really put it out there. The Harden one of one.
Harden one of Jesus. Do they even have one of ones in this? I suppose they have them in everything.
I actually don't know if there are number ones in there.
I don't think they would they? Because it makes them a chase pack. It makes them legit. Why would they be $3? They would eventually become more. So I feel like green is kind of like the only thing that's really in there, but someone else will tell us. I think Cheshire's already onto it. No, they don't. Chesh wants Jackson Hayes. I think Chesh wants Killian Hayes, because then I get to send it to Chesh, or I might even just bring it to him. Bring it to him at the Hobby Hangout. All right, we're going for it. We've got enough. We've got enough answers here. Do you have a guess, Cody? Do you want to take a shot at the title?
We'll give you a quickly in one, and I don't know for the second. We'll put your chances out there for LaMelo.
Oh Jesus! All right, let's do it. A lot easier on TV. We got Chris Levert, Benji Simmons. The green is Kevin Huerta. We're not even going to worry about the other two. Keeping that red-headed theme, Bow was onto it.
Yeah, Bow was close.
Just didn't quite get there. That's all right. We've got another shot at the title here. Carlton is carpet punters, brother. It's funny every time I hear it. All right. Old boy Middleton. How do we get that one to the back? We'll go to the back. Patty Millions. There we go. Little Patty. Seku. Chris Middleton. Do I do the big reveal? Is this how the pros do it? Who's it going to be? Oh, J-Ball. Jimmy Butler. Well, I don't think anyone guessed it. So no flaming bag of dog shit being sent to anyone's place of residence this week anyway.
Get to keep your $6.
Yeah, well, postage,
Yeah.
Postage is no joke.
The more than the pants.
That's right, I know. That's funny. Huerta, though, that's a bit of a crack up. I dig it. So you're into the Pokémon cards as well, Cody, yeah? You've got a bit of a collection.
Not much anymore. I have a heap of older stuff, nothing special, but before I came to sports, I was doing Pokemon, heaps of it.
Yeah, right.
Especially Japanese ones. They're so much cheaper, and there's way more hits in a box. It's like $110 for a whole booster box.
Yeah, right.
But there's only 4 or 5 cards per pack, but you get a holo every single pack, and you get 5 of the the full art and hit cards per box. It's they end up being so much more value for what you're paying, and the artwork's heaps better, and the quality is so much better. Like
Is this the
you can,
Japanese in general? In general, the cards
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like you can pretty much grade most of the Japanese stuff, and it's easily tens.
Yeah, right.
It's just ridiculously like that because they're printed in complete different places. Like you'd think being Pokemon that they'd all just be printed out of one factory, but
The big
they're not.
Pokemon factory.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly. But they're So I was just into that all the time. So like you just find the Japanese version of like the English equivalent, and you can just look it up at like the
Yeah.
English name, and then it tells you what the Japanese sets are for it, and you just go ham on their boxes for so much cheaper.
Yeah,
Like
that's
especially
cool. You're right, go ahead. Sorry.
like last year when they were just selling out everywhere, like booster boxes were getting to like $300-400 each. And you could just still go in onto like any online store and just Japanese for $100.
Yeah,
Like
right.
like all the time. So you'd end up just buying like 3-4 of them at the same time, rather than buying like one English one that has less hits. And like as everyone sees now, like the quality, like the centering on the Pokemon stuff is just so bad.
Yeah. Is it because it's sort of been I've sort of got two questions, but is it because it's been sort of bulk produced so much? Because I know Carpet came out with a comment that I hadn't even really thought of before being sort of newish to it, but it's like nothing's numbered. So I mean, there could be a million, shiny gold hologram electrodes, or there could be like 30 of them. Like no one would know.
No, exactly. I don't know how they work, but they hold their value like ridiculously well. And it's all just like comes down to that, like a Pokemon can't injure themselves compared to like a sports player.
Yeah, good point.
And it's obviously so much more nostalgic because like some people as kids had the same one and they're still around now, whereas like NBA, it's that person only plays for a certain amount of time and then they're just out of you won't see them play again. So the Pokemon just keep coming and there's always new ones of that.
Different ways of looking at it, because I hadn't thought of it that way before too. Like with you follow a certain player as a kid, and then by the time you get to say 40 years old, it's like, well, you've got to go back and get their retro stuff. It's not like they're still playing.
Yeah.
But I suppose, see you, Twiggers. Take it easy, mate. He's out of here. Thank you.
See you, man.
Thanks again for the Cody figurine. Yeah, it's interesting to me because with, I guess, getting back into the hobby, like my first port of call, before I even thought about singles, grading, PCs, rainbows, all this shit, like first port of call I did was like, right, where's my old NBA hoop set? Which ones do I need from the set? Like which 30 or 40 cards that I just never get. That now it's like, especially those sorts of sets, it's like I can go online and for 40 cards, I can pay probably $8. Like it's not expensive, but the sense of like, I don't know, the sense of like accomplishment, having like a 25 or 30 year hiatus in collecting a set, it's quite bizarre.
Yeah, that's what I did when I got back into Pokemon was like the sets, but they make it so much harder when you only get in the English ones. You only get two hits per box, like you one full art and then like your one secret rare, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
So like people were selling full sets for like over $1,000 because you need like 10, 12, 15 booster boxes to even try and get close to finishing a set. And then it's just like a huge thing about the playability of them as well. So like the cards that are hard to hit are really good in the competitive game. Then that makes the prices of them just like ridiculous. So that's why the full sets end up being worth heaps more because it has those singles that are expensive. And that's only because all the competitive people need those cards for their decks to be competitive.
The flip side of that too would be that the more people that have actually got their hands on those cards are probably going to use them to play. Therefore, they're not, quote unquote, they're not in play anymore in terms of mint condition or floating around. Because I imagine, and I don't know, so I'm speaking out my ass, but I'm interested. So when you actually play the actual game itself, like you can't just sort of hold it there in a PSA case and go, oh, I'm playing this card. Like you're meant to be throwing them down and getting into it,
Yeah.
Right.
That's I think I don't even know if you can have them top loaded. I think you have to have them like just sleeved. So like you could imagine the edges are just ruined.
Yeah, but it's like playing any normal card game, or playing poker, or playing Like, you don't sit there with a PSA case and go, oh,
Yeah.
I've got
Shuffle your deck. Yeah, shuffle your deck of PSA cards.
Yes, ace king suited.
Yeah.
You're just shuffling your cards up.
Yeah. I don't even know how many cards to a deck, but I reckon it'd be close to 100. So you could just imagine your PSA stack if you're trying to play with a deck of like PSA 10s next to you.
Just a nightmare.
But yeah, that affects it like so much because there is like, it's probably like, I don't know how competitive it is over here, but overseas, like there'd be so many of like the high cards that just get absolutely ruined.
Yeah. It'd be like a badge of honor though, in a way. Like if you were like a really good Pokemon player and you've got a particular card and it's bashed to the shit house, if you win all the time, it's probably like worth more to someone else because it's like, oh, this is Cody's whatever card that he's won all these games in. So yeah.
There's a heap of them that start like signing their own cards and sell them, and it's like this was from XXX's championship winning deck or whatever, but and then people will buy all the singles that they need to make this person's deck, and then they'll like list on eBay as like the same deck that whoever used to win the championship. So like everyone's like, oh, that's a really competitive deck, and they'll pay like ridiculous prices for a complete deck that they know is like really good. Like it's just, I don't know.
There's people out there that will pay for anything. So that is, there's a conversation that could go for days on end. It's like, what's the strangest shit you've seen someone pay for? It's like, I think it's pretty feral, much like this chat tonight. It's getting crazy.
I was gonna say they're just loving the deck conversations.
Yeah, I think Magda's sculled a can of mother before for a celebration from the Boomers game.
Yeah.
What a crack up. All right, so while we're on the subject of Pokemon, I wanted to give a shout out to an account that I follow on Insta, and I follow it purely for the aesthetic. I'm just going to bring it up. I don't know this person at all, and they don't know that I'm going to be sharing their stuff. But if you've never seen this account before, Driftboon, I encourage you to go and have a look because the photos on this account are amazing. And I've got to say, it's just a happy place. I look at this account, I actually legit just feel relaxed and I feel happy.
Yep.
Like some of these images are so cool, and it's like, it's inspiring. Like it makes me think like, oh, how else could I present just cards in general? Or how else could I present like different, just whether it's Pokemon or NFL or John Daly golf cards, like whatever it is. It's like, I just think it's like a super cool account. So I just wanted to give an anonymous shout out.
Makes me want to delete mine and start again.
That's always a good feeling, isn't it?
A bit like seeing Joe Adami's Instagram after someone mentioned that. I was like, shit.
Although I must say, these do look a little bit milk barry. They're not. I'm sure they're not, but they're very similar packaging to milk bar comments.
They're always like the last ones left on the shelf too. The theme decks.
Yeah, okay. Did Cherry have those? I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah. Pretty much like you can get them and they just sit there.
Yeah, I think I was suggesting, I was like tossing up buying some Pokemon one day, and Blake sort of just went, not so much. Like,
that's why they sit there, because every pack has, it's like a pre-made deck, so every pack has the exact same cards inside it. So it's like X amount of like the energy cards, X amount of like this Pokemon, X amount, like they're all just the exact same. That's why they sit there for so long. But like the ones that have like the promo cards on the front, like the Charizard ones, like those promos are worth more than the actual box themselves. So people will buy the boxes and then open them and take that one card out and then sell that one card for more than they paid for the whole box on the shelf. Like it's just
good strategy, I guess, if you can do it. I mean,
that's the promo cards. Yeah, they're always just worth more than the boxes, especially like your Pikachu and Charizard ones. But
That's cool though. Yeah, I like hearing different people's like stories about how they've collected, because I've known of Pokemon for as long as it's been out. Like, I'm aware of it. I remember playing that Pokemon Go game for a while.
Yeah.
And then I tried to log back into it not that long ago, and I think you got to pay to play now. So I'm like, I'm out. See you later. Unless I was stuffing something up. It's like I threw a few of these Pokemon balls at these different creatures, and then all of a sudden it like wanted money.
You ran out of them. Make you pay to get more.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's the thing behind it, I guess, is they made it so that you're active moving around, and you go to like the stops and you get them, and then if you just want to sit at your house and play it, you can't, because you can't go and get more of your Pokeballs and stuff like that. You're like, just throw them at all the ones that come to you, and then you're like, now I've got to go somewhere to like the checkpoints or whatever they have to get more of the balls to use.
It's like I feel attacked.
Yeah, they're trying to make me go outside and actually do stuff to play it.
There's trying to see what is going on. I think Maggie's just honestly just trying to test the bloody timeout button.
Yeah, telling me to go to bed now as well.
Yeah. It just says I can either block the user or I can put the user in timeout. Oh boy.
Test the timeout one.
I don't even know how long it is for though. Like it might be.
I think they're all 5 minutes.
Are they? It might just be like until I decide to uncage the beast.
Yeah.
The crack up.
It's the old better lay infinite timeout.
It's the bloody daily double. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's not keen on the timeout now.
No, that's fair enough. It's like don't put so many comments there, man. You get timed out, and then you get like 18 comments going, no, don't time me out.
Yeah, don't do the thing that we're telling you not to do, and then go and do even more of it.
My screen at the moment can see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 comments at a time, and 9 of them are Maggie.
Yep. Yeah, I've only got 5, but I don't know how many more I can see.
Just amazing.
Stealing the show yet again.
Yeah. Anytime the deck comments come out, it just gets hectic from there, really. Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, look, I gain more and more interest in these different sorts of genres, over the course of time, because like I'll talk to someone about baseball, and then I'll talk to someone about Pokemon, and then I'll talk to someone about even just the different cards that come out. People that have been collecting for many years, like they know the calendar back to front. Like they know that certain types of cards, the repeatable releases each year, they're going to come out at certain times. I'm oblivious to it all. I'm just like, ooh, something shiny, like something new's come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's enjoyable to sort of get those little tidbits off different people, because everyone's got a different area of expertise. Like, and it's cool that everyone sort of shares that, I reckon.
Yeah, and then this year's from what I can gather, it's like nearly 3 months behind on releases or something like that. Because I see like Cherry's been sharing memories of Spectra, like the cards that they were pulling this time last year. Like we've only just pre-ordered it for like 2-3 months out.
Right.
It's like that's just how much they've had to print for stuff this the last like 12 months.
Yeah. Well, it'll be that way, I suppose, because it's like I guess a bit of a snowball effect. It's like they would have gone hammer and tongs to start with to try and alleviate any of the COVID delays, but then at one point there was it snowed in or something? There was like a pretty significant, like they would have gone way behind there, and which of course led to all the PSA stuff, and it just goes on and on. But yeah, it's understandable that things will eventually, because even the smallest things like movies, we're going to see a bunch of movies soon that are coming out that just aren't like regular movies. Like there's more CGI scenes, or more, I don't know, they're all spaced out in the scene that they're playing. I don't know. It's just it's going to be weird for a while, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. It won't be just Yeah, well, we might as well just be locked down for another 12 months and see what happens.
But it feels like it sometimes. I know. But anyway, what do we do?
As long as the hangout happens, we'll be all right.
Yeah, like just everyone, like, I mean, it's footy finals. So I imagine the Victorian government will be like, any way they can, if there's any way at all that they could not be locked down during that time of the year, they'll, I think they'll do it. So hopefully
try to stop Queensland from taking the granny away from them as well.
Yeah, well, it's not cheap to, put turf in a plane and fly it to another ground.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear that was just to keep the vultures out, keep the vultures away, because like everyone's just coming for Melbourne sport now. It's like F1s, the tennis, you name it. It's like, none of this. But it's always been here. It's like, well, now it hasn't. So
yeah, it's just an easy opportunity for these other states to try and claim these sports as their own.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, like the F1, that sucks so much. Just completely cancelled it, like 6 months out from it even happening.
It came out of the blue for me. Because I didn't even know they were like contemplating it. Like, I didn't even know they were considering it.
It just got put into, because like it was only like a couple of days before it, and we were all talking about getting like a cherry crew to go to the F1 together in November, and looking at like when tickets come out and stuff like that. And then like 2 days later, someone put in there, and it was a tweet that was like Melbourne's decided to cancel the Grand Prix for November. It was just like, what? Like didn't even hear chatter of it, and like we were talking about it, and then all of a sudden just bang, gone.
It makes you wonder, because like if that was like the only thing that we typically had, and that it got cancelled, I'd be like, well, shit, is that a sign that people know a lot more than I do, or a lot more that they're letting on, and they're calling it this early? Oh my god! But it's like with the footy, they're not exactly doing that. Like no one's willing to say that the grand final, for example, won't be at the MCG. Like not yet, anyway. So
and the Australian Open.
Again. Yeah, so I mean that's going to be January or whatever.
Yeah, well that's usually when the Melbourne Grand Prix is, so, or around that time, I think. So it'll be interesting to see if they.
I think it's around March. So
March. Yeah.
The Aussie one is usually the first one of the season, and I think what they did was they flipped it on its head and went, okay, well we'll go for the last one of the season. Yeah. And now they're just not doing it. So
well, it'll be like, I know it's a lot larger teams to fly in compared to like your Oz Open, but if they can fly like a fair few of the Australian Open people in from overseas, you'd think that they'd give it a red hot crack at trying to get F1 back here at the start of next year if they're going to cancel November.
Yeah, well, it's just heaps of money and heaps of logistics.
Have you seen any of the photos of like how many containers like their whole race setups take to ship overseas?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's huge.
Even when they're walking around before the like they're interviewing each other and they're walking around like the little mini city that they build, you look in the background, and if you don't concentrate, you sort of blur your eyes. It just looks like they're just in this like little, I don't know, like little business region or a little estate. It's when you focus in and you look down at the ground, and it's like, okay, all of this is portable.
Yep.
All of this is recreated every fortnight or every 4 weeks or whatever it is. Like,
like crazy. The amount of crew that you would have to quarantine to make it work. You'd take up the whole hotel just for one team.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's like,
what is it, like $3,000 a person?
Killed it.
Yeah, $3,000 a person, and however big their teams are.
Yeah, I always think of it whenever I watch anything. Like I think about it more now because of COVID. But I think even still, you would still look at it in times gone by, and you just look at the F1s and you just go, like, this is multi-million-dollar machinery. There's so many people to pay. Like, none of these people are getting paid like $5,000 a year. Like, there's money everywhere, and it's like the machines, the drivers, the prestige, the drama, the sponsorship, the technology. Oh, mate, like even just that Drive to Survive show, like that would have cost a packet, because it's full-blown quality. It's just mind-boggling, not only how much money is involved, but also the logistics of getting that show on the road each fortnight or whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah. The amount of time that, like, obviously they start ripping that stuff down as soon as the race is over, but to pack it all up, get it to the next place, and chuck it all back together for 3-4 days, and then rip it down again.
Yeah,
just
it
ridiculous.
makes me wonder if they have do they have? And someone might be able to answer this, like Carpet especially, but it makes me wonder, like, do they have like 2 full setups? So it's like we're in the UK this week, but we're gonna be in Spain in a fortnight. So set 2 is already set up. It's already set up in Spain, and then we bunny hop that and take the stuff from Britain and we take it to Australia, and then and so on and so forth. I don't know. It makes me think they got to have 2, because if you're literally moving everything every fortnight with no like getting ahead of the game, then it's even more impressive. But someone will know. Meanwhile, I just ogle it as always. But yeah, I wanted to show as well, just quickly, just redo like your Insta, which is the CE cards. So heaps of fun stuff in here. I imagine the baseball has flown in a little bit more recently in terms of some of those beautiful hits you've got.
Yeah.
A bit of everything though, for sure. Old mate Rui. How long have you had this running?
Couple months now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't post like a ton of stuff on there really.
Yeah.
I always like plan to, and then I just like end up having it sitting on my desk, and then I'm like, I wanted to put it away and then put it into the cases, and then just forget to take it back out and take photos of them. But
yeah, it's
more of a head case sorting stuff out than it is like remembering to take photos of them all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I have a heap of stuff coming from Cherry, and because I was meant to go down there and pick it up not last weekend, the weekend before. Before that first lockdown, and I had like 3 or 4 weeks worth of stuff sitting there. I just told Blake to keep it all, and then like there are delays from people even being able to ship, so I just stacked up, and then I couldn't even go and get it. So like this week's will be pretty insane.
You got to get down there with one of those like the fruit boxes.
Yeah. Well, that's if you scroll up a little bit, that middle one right there, just under the NOIR.
Under the NOIR. Oh
yeah. That was like 2 weeks worth the other time when I told Blake to just hold it all. So
yeah, right.
But I have a growing collection that ship my cards now. So once I get that home, that'll be impressive compared to some of the hits.
Yeah, I've wondered with that too, because it's like I'm kind of just waiting. I'm kind of waiting for that Muhammad Ali top set from Tyson Beck to complete. But I think there's going to be 10 cards in it. So we've only got 4 so far. So it's like I'm itching to get everything back home.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'll just wait until I get the full 10.
Yeah, well, that's because I like the Tops Project 70 cards take up to like 3 weeks to ship or whatever. It's like every time I'm like, I'll wait for this next one to arrive. And then by the time like that 3 weeks is up, there's been like 5 different sets in between that I'm like, I like that card. And then I ordered up another Project 70 card. So like that adds like another 3 weeks onto the shipping time. And like in between all that, it's just like midnight eBay browsing, buying stuff. So like all that stuff gets thrown in there. But I don't know.
It's amazing. It's amazing how quick it adds up.
Next month. Oh, yeah. So much better than Australia though, like especially for like MLB stuff, because like there's obviously not the hugest market over here for it. So trying to find like specific players like autos and stuff like that on the Australian eBay is absolutely impossible. Yeah,
it is. I found it too with the Philadelphia Eagles cards.
Yeah.
And by the same token, with like especially finding old school stuff like from the 50s and 60s and then chucking them up on my like the first account I built, the Philly Collect Eagles. Yeah. I try and like I'll get a heap of stuff in the mail and I'll be like, yeah, that's sick. I'm really happy with that. And then it's like I can't be bothered like sitting there and like getting them in the right spot and taking the photos and then cropping them up and just like I should do more. But I think the last gap that I had between photos I posted was about 2.5 months or something. It was horrendous.
Yeah, but I think that Tyler Hero was like over a week ago now. It's like I have stuff I could put on there, but they got to take it all out of freaking cases and take photos, and
That's all right.
just it's an effort. But yeah,
that's cool. So
we'll
yeah,
have some good ones coming up.
Anyone who hasn't followed already, go ahead and follow that. While you're at it, follow old mate Hendo with his baseline drunks. Just hit 200. Didn't tend to click anything there, but yeah. So some people do giveaways. I just talk about it and not come up with
give away information.
Yeah, just give away information. I give away the green cards. Yeah, it's all right. I'll try my best. But yeah, head on over, check it out. The blog is still going strong. The old Instagram plugin broke last night, which made me very upset. But now it's back on board. So yeah, bit going on there. Feel free to come and check it out. We've got some new stuff popping on here this week. A little bit of a story about just why we collect, and you know, gathered up a few points of view, I guess, and a few comments from different people. So hopefully that's enjoyable. But yeah, trying to cook up a few different bits and pieces. Just going back in the comments, actually, Punter did inform us there that the big teams do have separate setups for Europe and the rest of the world, but only one set of cars. So that's really interesting. It makes a lot of sense. So thanks for clearing that up for me.
It'd be interesting to see if there were, like, obviously the costs behind shipping everything overseas would be insane with like 10 containers worth of stuff. If it'd be nearly more cost effective to just have a setup for everywhere and just store it.
Yeah, it makes you want to do it because you know where the track is. So just hire out permanent garages, or is that?
Yeah, or like the track.
Someone in the
like
know will tell me that's dumb.
Yeah. Because like we get, like, obviously we buy stuff in containers from overseas, and it's like at the moment it's like $6-7 grand a container, where it used to be like 2. So I mean, obviously they're not shipping that much overseas at the moment, but like that's pocket change. That's pocket change to them. But you add that up over 10 containers a team, it's like insane.
Absolutely. Even if they're sponsored, I mean, you know, the first place you want to go, I think. You go to a container company and just, like
get a ship sponsor. Yeah.
So Maggie's keen to know if we follow soccer. Now, I wouldn't say I'm an avid follower. I've got like a certain amount of bandwidth available for a certain amount of sports, and at any given time, some things drop out and some things come in. But yeah, soccer's been off the radar for quite a while now. But I do follow Wigan Athletics, so that's probably got a lot to do with it, seeing as we're, I don't know, just been resurrected from actually folding, I think. So what about yourself, Cody?
I tried to get into it, but it's too early in the morning for me to stay up and watch any of it, get into it. And I just can't get into sports if I can't watch it myself. So like, no way I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch what are they, like, hour and a half, 2 hour games.
Yeah. The thing I struggled with soccer was like a sport. The only sport I really can rewatch, like, really, is probably basketball. Like, I can rewatch an old game of basketball because the nuances, having played it for so long, I can enjoy the different nuances. A game of soccer, like, if someone tells me what the score is, it's like, cool. I don't have to watch it because I'm not watching a 1-0 game. I don't enjoy the whole 90 minutes. I'd rather just see the highlights. But even with the NFL, even following the Philadelphia Eagles, still red zone or something like that, where you get to see a little tiny taste of what's happening with all the teams, I find that the most enjoyable.
Yeah, that's what I've done for like all the 5 a.m. games for like the Angels and stuff like that. Is you just follow them on like MLB.com, and then at the end of every game, like the MLB team puts together like the highlight reels, and it just pushes you the notifications, and you're like, cool, just watch that first thing when I get into work in the morning, and that's all I need to do. I don't need to sit there and watch. Like, some of those games can drag on for a while if they're going high scoring. I'm like not sitting there watching the whole thing again. But yeah, soccer I can't do. NFL you can rewatch because it's so much action happening.
and plus the game itself is so long with NFL that the likelihood that they're going to replay anything, it'll probably be condensed and have all the action in there as well.
Yeah. That's the highlights be a little bit longer or more chopped up because it's like a sick pass or a sick catch that someone's done. You only need like 10 seconds to show it.
Yeah, that's right. Like I think that's why Red Zone's so enjoyable for me, only because you just really get to see. And they literally dart around on purpose the different stadiums when something is happening. As opposed to just driving everyone insane.
Yeah, I think another thing is like the number of soccer leagues and teams that there is. Like, how do you pick one?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think if you've got heritage, like if you've got, Italian relatives or English relatives or, South American or whatever, you can find a league and go, okay, my family followed this team or whatever. Yeah. But I never latched to it. Funnily enough, I'm not sure if I've shared this before, but my family, a lot of are in England. They're actually in Leicester. And at one stage they were saying to me, oh, you should follow Leicester. And I'm like, following Leicester? They're shit. Yada, yada, yada. And then even at that time, they had the goalkeeper's name was Paul Henderson. Like, it was actually.
Oh, really?
And they're like, surely you got to follow us now. The keeper's got the same name as you. And I'm like, nah, man, I've picked my team. I can't change teams now.
Yeah.
And then Wigan did this out of there, and Leicester did this and won the EPL title. So pays to, I don't know, listen to your family. There's the lesson in that.
Then do you become a bandwagoner, and it just seems like you jumped over when they were winning?
Exactly. I know. My family over there was pretty pumped because they'd lived all the dark days of being horrendous. So good on them. Yeah. I was pretty happy when Wigan knocked off Manchester City in the FA Cup. So I'll take that as a good memory.
It makes it 10 times better than winning all the time, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if you've got an affinity for a certain team or a certain player or a certain, I mean, even bring it back to the Pokémon thing. If you've got a certain Pokémon that you really dig and you want to find it, if it doesn't come out in every single release, then I guess you get an opportunity to chase it down when it does come up. But no, it's cool. It's cool. Well, I've actually covered off everything on the famous list for tonight. As Magda has pointed out, it is 10:07 p.m. So thanks, Maggie. I'll just
the
I'll
human
put it up
clock
on the screen just in case this becomes the automatic thumbnail that we get. Let's do like a oh my god.
DDC.
Once again, Maggie's got the lion's share of the commentary, but yeah, mate. Well, look, we might wrap it up. We're getting close to an hour and 40, so we'll wrap it up and get some sleep. But I really do appreciate you coming on, man. It was awesome to have you here.
My
talk
pleasure.
about your collection, talk about Pokemon. You'll have to come on again. We'll get Blake, not the cherry one, to get his technical shit in order and get sorted. But yeah, thanks
awesome.
again. And
no worries,
guys,
man. Thanks for having me.
Watching. Just check out the socials. You saw them all throughout the show. Go and check us out. See you on the Discord when the time comes. And enjoy yourselves. Talk to you soon.
Awesome. See you, mate.
Cheers. See ya.